Et bienvenue tout le monde, bienvenue sur le tuto de Huito, un nouvel épisode sous le signe de la nouvelle année. Ouais, on est tout début janvier, et je me suis dit que ce serait intéressant qu'on travaille sur un sujet que vous m'avez demandé depuis très longtemps, comment gérer un entretien d'embauche. Ou en anglais, c'est vrai que peut-être vous allez avoir de nouvelles opportunités de travail cette année, et les langues étrangères sont devenues incontournables désormais, c'est vraiment un atout majeur pour réussir son entretien d'embauche, et je me suis dit que ce serait intéressant de vous apprendre à vous présenter lors d'un entretien d'embauche, réussir à dire les bonnes phrases, utiliser les bonnes expressions pour montrer que vous êtes vraiment fluent in English, ou en tout cas que vous faites l'effort de parler anglais, et je pense que ça va vous plaire. L'épisode va se faire entièrement en anglais, oui messieurs dames. Mais par contre, je vais parler doucement, comme d'habitude, je vais y aller tout doux. Je vais rajouter quelques petites traductions si besoin, pour vous familiariser avec la langue, et puis vous allez voir, ça va se faire tout seul. Ok, l'épisode est sponsorisé par Cambly, encore une fois, mon sponsor officiel, mais je vous en parle pas maintenant, je vais vous en parler au milieu de la vidéo, parce que vous allez voir, j'ai préparé un petit truc vraiment cool. C'est parti, accrochez-vous, let's go. Okay then, a few things need to be said in a very specific way, especially during a job interview. Things that you would not necessarily say, I don't know, when you meet someone in a bar or during a social event. When it comes to a job interview, certain things need to be said properly. And you also want to be efficient and to do things the right way to get the job and to impress the recruiter. But as we move on, you'll notice that a few phrases might be a little bit more, difficult, or at least more specific. All right, here we go. So, first and foremost, greetings. Greetings, how do you interact with your recruiter? How do you say hello? Well, you could say hello, no problem. If it's the morning, please say good morning. Good morning, sir. Good morning, miss. Good afternoon, if it's during the afternoon, okay? You can also add something like, how are you? Hello, sir, how are you? Good morning, miss. How are you doing? Good morning, nice to meet you. So keep it simple, all right? During a job interview, you need to keep it simple. You don't want to overdo it, okay? So, number 2, you need to speak about who you are. First things first. Hello, I'm Mark. My name is Mark, or my name's Mark, okay? Both forms are correct. You can add your family name. Hello. My name is Mark Smith. How about your age? I'm 40 years old. I'm 40 years old, okay? Keep it simple. There are 3 ways of telling your age without being too specific about it. For example, you could say, I'm in my early 40s, or I'm in my mid-40s, or I'm in my late 40s. And that's a smart move. Number 3, you talk about your origins, or at least your location, where you live. Different possibilities. Okay, you could say, I'm from France, I'm from England, I'm from Italy, I live in France, I live in England, I live in Italy, I come from France, I come from England, I'm French, I'm English, I'm Italian. Okay? This is very basic, but it works. You don't have to make it harder than it looks. Now, a little bit more complicated. I'm originally from Paris, but I've lived all my life in the west of France. I'm originally from Paris, okay? That sounds really good. You can also say, I was born and raised in Bordeaux. I was born and raised. It means that you were born in that city and that you spent most of your time there, okay? I was born and raised. That's a very good one. Or you can say, I grew up, okay? I grew up in the French Alps, or I grew up in Strasbourg, but I spent the rest of my life in Paris, okay? So it gives an insight to your recruiter about who you are and where you're from. There's also the phrase, I've been living, okay? I've been living in Paris for the last 10 years, implying that you haven't lived in Paris all your life, but you have been living there for the last years. Okay, so we've covered greetings, identity, age, location. Now, you probably want to talk about your studies. That's important. The recruiter has your CV or your resume in his or her hands. So I guess he knows your background, but it's different when you say it, okay? And that's why job interviews are so important. The people want to know who you are and they want to know who they're talking to. So if the question comes up, what's your background? What have you studied? What did you study? Did you go to university? Well, let's say you are a student. You can say, I'm a student. I'm a student in geography. I study geography at the University of Rennes. All right? If you're a freshman, which means it's your first year of university, you can say, I am a first-year student at Rennes University, or I'm a second-year student, or I'm a freshman. I'm a freshman at university. That's American, but still, it works perfectly. Now, you can also be more specific about which studies you're doing. Let's say you are in third year. You'd say, I'm preparing for a bachelor's degree in physics. A bachelor's degree is 3 years of studies, okay? If you are in your fourth year, you're doing a master's degree. So I am preparing for a master's degree in science, or an MA, okay? Master's degree, MA, it's the same. Now, let's say you're an adult and your studies are over. You could keep it simple and say, I have a degree in English from the University of Rennes. Okay, I have a degree. If you have a degree, it means you have your diploma. Or you could simply say, I studied English at university from 2010 to 2014. And you can also say, I went to medical school. I went to nursing school. I went to business school at such or such university or school, okay? So there are many different ways of talking about your studies, but I would strongly suggest that you do. Now, next step. You need to talk about your previous work experience, okay? Or experiences if you've had a lot. Let's start simply by saying, I work as a teacher. I work as a full-time teacher. I am a sound engineer. I currently work, or I am currently working for Apple. Let's say you're working for Apple. I am currently working for Apple in the customer service department. So you say for which company you work and in what department. Now, let's say you have a previous work experience in another company. You could say, I've worked for Samsung. I've worked for Samsung for the last 4 years. Okay? So you're taking stock of your working experience at Samsung. I have worked. So you use the present perfect. If you are still working for Samsung, now you can say, I've been working for Samsung for the last 4 years, which implies that you are still working for them, but you may want to work for a new company. If you want to keep it simple, you can say, I've been a department manager for Decathlon, okay, like the French company. Now, if you've had your own business, like your own company, you can say, I've run my own plumbing company for the last 10 years. So I've been my own boss. Maybe you could say, this one is good. When you want to be more specific about the time you spent in such or such company and telling about your experience, you can say, I have, let's say, 5 years. I have 5 years of experience in the design field or in the business field. You see? So you are more specific about how many years you've been working in that field. Speaking of experience, let's do a little break. And I told you I had a little surprise for you. You know that this video is sponsored by Cambly, and Cambly is a great way to expand your speaking skills. You get in touch with tutors, native speakers of English, and they take you under their wings and help you get more comfortable in English and learn more and be more confident and get your level increasing more and more. And no sooner than this morning, I got a video call from Owen, which is an Irish tutor. And Owen is the coolest guy on the planet. I reached to him this morning very randomly and I said, hey, would you like to be part of my video? I'm working on a job interview tip video. And he said, yeah, sure, I can do that. So let's listen to him. He's got a few tips to nail your job interview, and I'm sure you will love it. Check it out. Hello, good morning. I'm here with
Owen.
Owen. Owen from Ireland, right?
That's right. I'm from Ireland. Nice to meet you today, Stephen. And yeah, we're looking at preparing for job interviews.
That's
you have
right.
A few questions.
I was wondering if you could give a few tips to my subscribers for them to succeed in the job interview.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's a really common question. So I suppose the top tip would be to know the company and the role beforehand. Knowing as much as possible about the company and the position that you're applying for can help you to better understand the needs of the organization and to give the responses to the questions that might come up in the interview. If you have a good understanding of the company values, the position, and the, I suppose, expectations, you can really, give a really good impression in the interview. Regardless of the company, you can really also prepare for an interview. There's common questions, many common questions. So, for example, tell me about yourself. That's a really common question.
Sure. And it needs to be prepared.
Yeah, you don't want a scripted response necessarily.
No, sure.
It can be good to write down some ideas, some bullet points, and just rehearse that to make it sound natural. So that's a good one. I suppose another common question you might hear is, why do you want to work for our company?
Yeah.
So this is a good question to think about and have a few ideas about why do you want to work for this company, or why do you want this position? I suppose one more question which does come up quite a bit is your strengths and weaknesses. What are your strengths and weaknesses? One. Yeah, very tricky. But again, a little bit of preparation can go a long way. Just mapping out or bullet points of, your strengths and weaknesses. There's a few cliches to avoid, perhaps, but perfectionism. A lot of people would say I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah.
So that is, but maybe it is true. And try and find something more unique to yourself. And in terms of dress code, you want to dress appropriately.
Yeah.
Depending on the company culture or that. Also, just be on time.
Be on time.
Punctual.
Yeah.
Yeah, Absolutely. It can avoid a lot of stress and just give you that extra few moments of preparation beforehand. So always a good idea to arrive early.
And check that's what you said just before, but check on your internet connection just to be sure that everything is up and running.
Absolutely. Obviously, nowadays, a lot of people are working from home or hybrid working and interviewing for jobs via the internet. So just check your connection, make sure everything's working smoothly, do a speed test or whatever you need to do just to make sure everything is okay. And I suppose most importantly, I would say, is to be positive and enthusiastic and ask questions. A typical question that usually comes up in an interview but can sometimes catch people out is at the end, they might say, do you have any questions for us about the company, the organization, the job? So it's a great opportunity to show that you do know about the position and the company. And asking some thoughtful questions.
Okay, well, thank you so much. That was very, very interesting indeed. And I'm sure that everyone's going to appreciate your tips. Okay, so if you want to try Cambly for your professional development, you can use the link in the description. You can get a 15-minute trial course for free. It's on me. And if you like it, well, you can have a 50% discount on your year membership. So I really hope that you will try and go check Owen's page, and there are plenty more tutors. They're amazing, and they're cool people to talk to and very professional as well. All right, so back to the video now. The logical next step, for me at least, would be to talk about your language skills. That's another very important factor that can make a difference between two candidates. So, languages, foreign languages. Perhaps you should start by saying what your native language is. So, the best sentence would be, I am a native speaker of French, or I'm a native speaker of Italian. If you speak two languages, you can say, I'm bilingual. I speak both French and English. Okay. If you are very good at English and that you feel confident, if you have the ability to express any idea without hesitation, and you choose the right vocabulary, people understand what you say, and both your spoken and written skills are good, then you can say, I'm fluent. I'm fluent in English. That's good. Now, if you're okay, you can say, I get by. Okay? I get by in Spanish, which means that you can hold a basic conversation. Okay? If your level is a bit lower in German, you could say, well, I'm struggling a bit. I'm struggling a bit in German, but I'm doing my best. I'm struggling a bit. You can say my German is a bit rusty, okay? Which means you know a few words, but you could not hold a conversation. But show your recruiters that you're not afraid and that you are willing to improve. And if your level is really low, let's say your Italian is not so good and you know only a few sentences here and there, you can say, I know a few words of Italian, like, ciao, buongiorno, come stai? Mi chiamo Huito e vorrei qualcosa da mangiare. Okay. This is my Italian. Don't judge me. I'm doing my best and I'm learning. But, still some work to do, some studying to do. Anyway, speaking about your language skills is important and you should not skip this part. Last part for today, and probably one of the most important is how you can contribute to the company you would like to work for, and how to show the recruiters how much you want the job. So what I'm going to do is to give you a few sentences that will help you do that. First of all, I think you need to show them how interested you are and how, in which contribution you could make. I can contribute to, or I think I'm a good fit for this job. I can't wait to start a new project, or I'm looking forward, or I look forward to starting a new project, or I look forward to meeting new people. I see in this job an opportunity to do this or do that. I have worked with many different clients and learned how to adapt to their specific needs. So you're showing your adaptability skills. You may also want to show that you're confident, okay? The word confident is important. I'm confident I can achieve this goal, and also show what you're worth by saying, well, I think the most valuable skill I have is time management or cooperation. You could say, I am a reliable person. You can count on me. I can be trusted to get the project turned in on time. If you can handle the pressure, all right, you can say, I work well under pressure. Okay? I'm not scared of working under pressure. If you are used to working in a busy environment with people around you speaking and doing all sorts of things, say it. I'm used to working in a busy environment. That's a positive point. I'm good at resolving problems. I'm a troubleshooter. I'm a good troubleshooter, which means that whenever there is a problem, I can deal with it and I will try to come up with a solution. And perhaps if you like communicating, if you are a good communicator, if you're not afraid of speaking in public and reaching out to people, well, say so. I think I'm a good communicator. So remember, always try to keep it simple. Speak about you. Try not to overdo it and to oversell you. Try to be genuine and authentic. And I'm pretty sure that the recruiters will feel it. They're used to that and they know if the person in front of them is reliable or not. Okay? Anyway, that's it for today. I hope this was useful. That was a pretty intense tutorial video. I hope you liked it. I've been wanting to do it for a long time, but I didn't quite find the right timing to. So please let me know in the comment section if you liked it, if you want to add some other sentences, some phrases that you feel I didn't mention. Hope you liked the Owen interview. Really cool guy. Don't forget to check out Cambly, and I'll leave it there for today. Hope you have a great day and stay tuned for more. Okay, see you guys. Bye bye. Cheers.